Today I really wanted to talk about binge eating, especially if you feel like you can't control it and it's something that's taking over your life. I wanted to share 3 things that have really helped me overcome binging, and I now have a really healthy relationship with food. And I honestly never thought I would get past this issue. It was something that I struggled with for probably like 10 years, and it consumed parts of my life, and I was unable to do social things because I was always so scared of it happening, because I know how painful it is to wake up every day and be like, hey, today's gonna be different, I'm not gonna binge today, it's all gonna be good, and then how terrible you feel when it happens. And it's just a repeating cycle, and honestly it can affect your life quite negatively, and it can impact your life more than people would think. So I completely understand, and I just wanted to share some tips that have really helped me and mindset things that have really helped me overcome it. Okay, so my first tip is definitely more of a mindset switch, but it's actually to stop fearing the binge itself. And I know this sounds a bit counterproductive and scary, but basically the fear of the binge is kind of what's keeping you in that cycle in the first place. The fear of the binge is kind of what creates that anxiety and all or nothing feeling. So if you're not worried about it happening and it happens and you're able to just move on, then it doesn't feel like such an event. It feels just like a small glitch and you're ready to move on the next day. But if you're kind of adding fuel to the fire by getting yourself so tense and scared about it happening, and it's going to propel you into another one. And it's actually going to, and then if you're so scared of it happening, when it does happen, you're going to be like, well, I stuffed up now, so I might as well just really overdo it. When I stopped fearing the binge itself and gave myself permission to eat, it didn't seem as such a big deal. And over time, the binges became less severe and more of just like an overeating episode. And then eventually they became less frequent, and then not at all. Tip number 2, and this tip pretty much leads on from the first one, and it's basically not to compensate the binge. So what I mean by this is you've binged last night and you've woken up the next day and you feel terrible and you feel like, okay, I'm going to reduce my calories, I'm going to increase my exercise, my cardio. And what this does is it puts you in that feeling of restriction immediately. So you're filled with guilt, anxiety, and then now restriction on top of that. It's literally the biggest disaster to leading to another binge. So I know it feels really hard, but the next morning, I want you to pretend like yesterday didn't happen, and you're just going to do what you usually do. And you're going to sit with the feeling of feeling uncomfortable and full. I mean, if you're not hungry, don't eat an excessive amount of food the next day as well. But don't restrict yourself. Don't have that feeling of, I've got to eat less, I've got to move more, because it's going to propel you into another binge. And it's just going to be this cycle, and you're going to dig yourself deeper and deeper and deeper. And sometimes you just have to do the opposite of what you want to do. I know you feel bloated. I know you feel inflamed, guilty. You just feel horrible. I know I've been there many, many times. Just do what you had planned. If you had a workout planned for that day, go do your workout. Use that food as fuel. You might as well. And just be with the uncomfortable feeling, acknowledge it and move on, because if you try and fix it, it's going to make it so much worse. Feeling really bloated and horrible, maybe skip the workout and just get some gentle moving in, get a nice walk in, just get something that makes your body feel good. Eat meals that you feel nourished and amazing after eating, nothing that makes you feel lethargic and gross. All right, tip number 3. I just wanted to give you guys 3 tips because I know sometimes when you're in this mindset and this state, it can be overwhelming. So my 3rd tip is to know your triggers and keep a journal of what happens leading up to a binge. So your triggers might be emotional, they might be environmental. So that's why it's really important that when this does occur, you can kind of pinpoint, okay, I was feeling this way and I was eating to fill a void, or I was in this environment and it triggered me. Or it might even be that you're eating too many highly palatable foods in your diet and you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to be in a deficit. So your calories are already small, but you're picking foods that taste really good and are not filling. So that could also be another reason why you're binging. So just know your triggers and figure out what works for you. If being in a deficit all the time is triggering you, I would highly urge you to take a break from tracking and to really kind of heal your relationship with food. If it's environmental, try and remove yourself from the environment that triggers you, or best manage it or write down what it is about that environment, because I know if you're living at home, there's not much you can really do about that if you're not in a financial place to move out. Definitely know your triggers, and that helps quite a lot in identifying why it is that you are binging. If you're in the middle of binging cycles at the moment, I know it feels hard, and I know it feels like doesn't seem like there's a way out, and it feels like you'll be stuck with these eating habits forever. Believe me, I had felt that so many times, but I just wanted to tell you that you can overcome these issues and you can have a normal and healthy relationship with food. It is possible. And I always encourage you, if you're struggling with this right now, don't be afraid to reach out to me, Instagram, or I'll leave my email below. And yeah, don't be afraid to reach out, because I'm always here to listen to anyone who's struggling. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm going to be making a lot more health and fitness content, mindset, manifestation, just things that I find help me and my clients and that I can share with everyone else. Thanks guys, see you next time.